With that, we'll move on to our top 10 center rankings. The final top 10 in our positional rankings for the preseason. And starting off at number 10, we have Rudy Gobert. At number 9, we have Alperen Şengün. At number 8, we have Karl-Anthony Towns, now of the New York Knicks. At number 7, we have Jared Allen. At number 6, we have Domantas Sabonis. At number 5, we have Bam Adebayo. At number 4, Anthony Davis. At number 3, Victor Wembanyama. At number 2, Nikola Jokic. And at number 1,
you traitor,
from the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel the Process Embiid. I know
we're timer, the petty MVP.
What do you mean traitor? Who's a traitor?
Okay, let's just go into it then. I'm sure this is gonna take. I was gonna save it, but
no, we can save it for the end. We can save it for the end.
I want to give the other guys their love first because once that conversation starts, there's not much recovering afterwards.
He doesn't want to open up Pandora's box.
Yeah, so let's hold off for the main event. Let's start it at number 10. Let's start with Rudy Gobert. Dave, you love Rudy Gobert. I don't hate him, but I know the guy to our other side absolutely hates him. So
he's a fraud.
Rudy Gobert. It'll be interesting with playing next to Nas and Julius Randle this year. We'll see the combination they have. I guess I don't know if there's many points talking. Gobert kind of is what he is. Like he's elite defender.
One of the greatest defenders of all time. Yeah. Hard stop.
Yeah.
Just it's what him and Dikembe are the only people with that many, right?
Yeah, I mean, but
Ben Wallace.
But you can't say that awards are always earned.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
but
you can't say they're earned and then call.
But I actually I don't agree with this. By the way, I
can and I will.
I actually
so hypocritical.
Oh god, you guys just go. You go.
Why is just hypocritical?
Wait. We're talking about a award that got given out to Marcus Smart when he wasn't even the best defender on his own team. So I don't think the voting really is something to be trusted. But what you can do is you can look at the stats of when he's on the court and his team's defensive rankings, points given to opponents, shooting percentages when guys are on the floor and he's in the paint. Like just flat numbers are like, wow, Rudy Gobert is one of the all-time greatest defenders in the NBA. I don't know where the argument is. Like,
if this was a all-time defenders list,
shot in the playoffs last year,
but it's not an all-time list.
So how is one of the all-time greatest defenders who's still in his prime, not a top 10 center in the NBA this season? I'm confused on that. That's my whole
I had him top 10.
I had him at 13, just outside the top 10 or 12. I'm sorry, I think I'm 12. I am just outside the top 10. I just don't think he's a top 10 center. Like. You can't just carry yourself on defense alone. You have to have offense with it.
You can when you're one of the greatest defenders in the history of the game of basketball.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't
It does matter.
If I have the greatest defensive center, it doesn't mean I'm going to win the NBA Finals this year.
Center is the only position where defense actually matters, though.
I mean, hey,
did the
T-Wolves make it that far? Did the T-Wolves make it that far because Gobert was so great defensively, or because Anthony Edwards played out of his GD mind?
He also hit the hook shot that sent him to the next round.
Well, yeah.
He literally
everyone gets lucky with a hook shot, Dave. He can't. Jake knows as well as anyone about BS shots, okay? Kawhi Leonard is not one of the best players ever because he hit a 5-pound shot.
He's just one of the best players ever because he's one.
Because he's one of the best players ever.
Wait, why you got to bring that up now? Now I'm gonna.
Because he's talking about that BS hook shot. I'm talking about that BS hook shot. Like anyone can have a lucky shot that magically goes in. Like look at Dame time. Well, you can't look at James Harden because he chokes in the playoffs.
I like how we're just calling game time BS shots now. Like that's some disrespect right there.
That was a bad shot. That was a bad shot. I think I'm kind of like
he's good, but to me, I'll be honest, Miles Turner should be in the top 10 over Rudy Gobert.
So let me be the median here. Because I kind of got like the angel and the devil on my shoulders. Because I think Dave had him at 6, I had him at 10, and Ricky had him at 13.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert is, and I agree with Dave. I think he is one of the best rim protectors of all time. I don't know if I would say defenders like in totality, because while he does have the ability to step out the perimeter, he's not of the likes of other big guys that we've seen. It's kind of when I watch Bam, right? When Bam is able to switch 1 through 5 because he has a smaller body. Yeah, it has a smaller body. So I think Gobert is one of the best rim protectors of all time, but I think I would pull back on the word defender in totality just because of his limit. Because a lot of his coverage, they play drop coverage, so he has the ability to stay near the paint and stay near the rim most of the time. And having guys like Naz Reid and McDaniels out there kind of give him the flexibility where he doesn't have to switch on to guards or wings as much. We've seen it a couple
play
times.
next to Cat.
I'm talking about now. I'm talking about this season.
Okay.
I'm saying when he played next to Cat, though, Cat stepped up his defense this postseason. I don't think that gets talked about. The second half of this season and the postseason that just came by, Cat stepped up defensively. Where we kind of saw a little inkling of Kentucky Cat, just a little bit, because Kentucky Cat is still the stupidest player I've ever watched. He had like more blocks than like 6 Division I teams.
Well, he had little Carlito on his shoulder.
Yeah. So I think Gobert is still. I think he's a top 10 center. I would probably pull back on that all-time defender word that Dave used. But I don't think that's a knock. I don't think it's a knock. I think I'm still giving him credit. Most of the defensive player of the years he deserved most.
Did he?
Not the one that he just got. But
okay. I was gonna say, wasn't there one that like Giannis deserved more than him?
Well, but Giannis won one. Giannis got his MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. What I would say is, I think Gobert deserved it the year Marcus Smart got it, and I think Wemby deserved it last year. That's around what I think.
I think Wemby's impact was awesome, but also giving him an award for a tanking team that had a horrible defensive rating is like...
Yeah, but they would have been that much worse without Wemby, because Wemby was that good defensively.
Value over replacement. Yeah, he's a Vorp monster. But,
I'm not quoting Vorp. I'm not Ricky back in 2018.
I don't even know what Vorp is.
You quoted it one time.
Yeah, because Dave uses it all the time. This guy right here uses it. Him with his Vorps and his Raptors.
Let's move on.
Your LeBrons and your Draymons.
Sure.
The next two players.
I know, points, assists, rebounds. Those are the stats I look at.
Jared Allen, we're not going to talk about too much because we talked about the Cavs a little bit. He's kind of in the same boat, which I think is interesting because I think Jared Allen is a more versatile defender than Gobert, but Gobert is probably better at his top end of what he does compared to Jared Allen. And I think Jared Allen, he's more agile.
A really good defender.
Yeah, more agile as well. So offensively, he has a little bit more versatility. Obviously, neither of them can shoot, so that doesn't really come into play. But I guess I could see Jared Allen. Jared Allen did not have a good playoffs last year. Noticeably, the lights were too bright. So I guess we'll see with him. So we don't have to talk much about him. But the next 3 I wanted to group together. Actually, we could really do the next 5 together because they're all kind of, offensive hub big men who some play defense, some do not. The first couple that we'll group together are going to be Şengün, Cat, and Domantas Sabonis. Cat we talked about a bunch, and we will talk about a bunch when we get to the team section. So don't worry, Knicks fans, we will talk about him. The 2 main ones are Sabonis and Şengün because they are so similar.
Yep.
And they're so similar in use. Dave and I have had this debate many times about these kind of players, but I know Dave loves him some Şengün. So Dave, if you want to,
I love them both. That's the great thing. I was on the Sabonis train before anybody else was, so get in line. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off. Every time people want to be like, well, you're hating on him. I'm like, no, I'm not. I literally was talking about Sabonis playing in college. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, because you guys went to the Sweet 16 game.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was Sabone me. I literally went through an entire draft cycle saying that. Like, come on. Man. He was great. And again, it was I made jokes about how they had him stay at the 3-point line at OKC because they didn't know how to use him. It was just like, all right, well, that's awful use of him.
Well, that's Billy Donovan, so.
Look what we're doing today. Hey. I think that the biggest thing for me is Sabonis has legitimate minutes as the number 1 guy on a team that drove one of the highest points per game totals in the regular season. Just they could crap points out left and right. There was no stopping that. They couldn't stop anyone because of him, notably. Him, the corpse of Harrison Barnes, no one playing, any sort of defense outside of a
De'Aaron Fox needs to catch a stray there too because he played.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. I was like, I got a part-time De'Aaron Fox out there. Malik Monk wasn't taking a body. Like, it's not. It's a team effort on defense, and I don't think that they really had a guy there. And now they've doubled down. They went the Mike D'Antoni route, and they're like, twice the offense. We'll take DeMar DeRozan. I wish them all the best, but I think as far as offensive hubs go, Sabonis is such a factory of like putbacks and extra possessions in the paint, whereas I see Şengün as more of like how Jokic operates, where he's more of the offensive hub. If you give him the ball, he'll create for others much more. But again, there's a difference in teams, there's a difference in schemes and usage. Like, at his age, I can't knock Şengün at all. I think that he is by far way ahead of the game because of his age and how good he is doing.
Paul George knee buckled. Oh my god!
It's already that season. Wow.
Oh my!
Like seriously buckled?
He didn't play after the first quarter. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Already, I'm not okay. Yeah, this is sad.
So. Şengün, really good. Just needs that. This year is like the confirmation year because again, we're sitting here waiting for the Rockets to do extensions. They don't want to do extensions until the season ends because that would put them in a really bad cap situation. So the thought is him and Jalen Green both need money. He's worthy of a max. Jalen Green's worth maybe $25 million a year. We'll see what happens if Jalen Green gets traded this year. I wouldn't be surprised.
Jake's mind is in a different universe right now. I can just see his brain in a different, and then he looks up and it's like, you are on a different planet right now, my dude.
Dude, that does not look good.
Is he gonna be out for the year, you think?
His knee literally inverted.
Oof. So it could be just a strain MCL. If like his knee did one of these, right?
Oh, don't
like not this way.
It did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I mean, it could just be a strain. That's the nice thing. Usually, when you do that, like it's not always a tear. That's historic. But watch me be a doctor. Like I'm not a doctor.
So yeah, Sabonis. It's Ricky. Yep.
The funny thing that I think is that if you look at our personal rankings, both DeMontis and Alfred, I had both of them highest. but it's not by much. I had them boom. Like we literally all had a player in between them. I had him here. Jake had him here. David. If you look at each one, 1-1-1. Şengün 1-1-1. I was just surprised I had them the highest, and this guy didn't have them the high. Like Şengün was the big one to where I'm like, wait, whoa.
I love him.
I have Şengün ranked the highest over the Şengün fanboy. The president of the Alperen Şengün fan club, who takes minutes every week. Dave with the clipboard taking minutes.
I personally don't want to crown him too early. Mm-hmm. I think he's very good. I respect the fact that defensively he's gotten better year over year. He's lost weight. He's gotten a little quicker, but he needs to keep doing it. But he's playing in an Ime Udoka system, so like he needs to play defense or else. A lot of people want to point to like fake like the end of last year for the Rockets, and I'm sure that'll come up. Guess what? They played faster when Şengün was on the court to start the season than they did at the end of the season without him. So again, another thing quashed. Like I want to see him in a playoff run. I want to see him hold up in a series against a team where people try to attack him consistently. Because that's the only difference is like we watched Domantas Sabonis do that, and I give him a lot of credit, even though he got stomped on the chest like a by Draymond Green. Like unfortunate, but I give him credit for what he did. You know.
Yeah, I guess the next two players we'll move on to are Anthony Davis and Bam. Both going to be used as offensive hubs this year, especially AD with JJ Redick's new system. It seems like in the preseason they're using him more in the high post and more to kind of run plays around him. Obviously, the Heat do the same thing with Bam. They also both carry defensively to the absolute max for their teams. Yep. Again, not much to say on them. They're great. They're both great.
Can JJ Redick get AD to not care about the C next to his name on the scorecard?
Apparently they're already looking for a center, so.
Okay, because apparently AD, he sees that C and he just goes, ugh. It's like you could have that C and play differently. You could play like a power forward and have the center next to your name.
Yeah. It's a weird situation because he's clearly just so talented and they need him out there to defend like the best big on a team, and they need him for the rim protection. He is insanely gifted, and yet he is just shied away from it. Like maybe to try to extend his career out. You know, he knows it's just like, look, he's had injury issues already in his career. So this is like, hey, if I stay light, I can stay mobile at the 4. I don't take the same hits. I don't take the same weight on me, like game in, game out, like less injury risk. So I kind of get it, but also I don't know that they're going to be a better team if they find like a fill-in center, you know? It's going to take something decent, like lineup-wise, to make it work for them. So.
I mean, DeMarcus Cousins is playing for the Taiwan Mustangs. Think they could call him over?
That year could have been last year or the year before, but not this year. He's so slow. It's hilarious.
He's on the Taiwan Tiger or Taiwan Mustangs.
What was it? There's a league like in the Bahamas or something like that he played in. I don't know, but no, he's
He
so
played in
far
the
lost.
Filipino basketball league last year.
Bring Dwight Howard back. That's what you need.
Did you see what he was doing on the podcast?
What?
He had Jeannie Buss on the podcast, and so there was a discussion that so his agent actually back in 2020 is now in prison for like stealing money from clients, basically, or
Puerto
costing them money.
Puerto Rico league.
Yeah,
Thank you.
but
2023.
he has a podcast, and he had Jeannie Buss on the podcast. And they revealed that the Lakers made him an offer, but his agent never told him that they made him an offer because he got more money, and he didn't get whatever it was. There was some scheme going on, and he ended up on the Sixers.
Okay.
And so then Dwight started singing, "Please give me one more chance. Please give me, sign me, Genie." Blah blah blah. He's why he can't do it now, but yeah. I mean, again,
That's wild.
I think on the Bam part, Bam. I said it earlier about Valanciunas, but Bam is one of my favorite players in the NBA. I don't think he gets the love that he deserves most of the time. Carrying that defense, everybody goes, "Oh, he has such a good defense every year, regardless if Jimmy's not." I'm like, yeah, because of Bam. Bam is literally guarding 1 through 5, guarding their most rim attacking threat. He can switch. He now has ball handling skills. He's shooting a little bit. But Spoelstra doesn't want him to shoot.
3-point shot.
Spoelstra doesn't want to shoot, but he's an above average passer as a big man. He has ball handling skills, defense, everything. Like he is, and I'm glad he made number 5 because he needed to be top 5. Before AD was on the list, he was 4, but he had to be 5. And then I would say, whichever one of you wants to take a quick words on Wemby. I mean, Wemby gets all the love, so there's not, again, you don't gotta say too much. What?
I had him at 2.
Why do you hate me?
I had him at 2 because I think at the end of the year he will be the consensus 2. And I think Jokic has taken that step down because we ain't gonna put Victor over Embiid by the end of the year.
All 50 games of Embiid versus
50's bold.
Yeah, versus maybe if they don't hold Victor back, 70.
See, but this year we're not holding them back because of injury. We're holding them back because Sixers are going to be smart this year. We're going to do load management.
Our season might already be cooked. So
yeah, but they're still going to load manage Embiid.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if Paul George isn't playing. We'll see. I guess we'll see.
Jake's just going worst case scenario now to start. He's starting the grieving already.
I sent the picture to Dave.
Yeah, I see it. It's blurry, but I can still see a leg.
It doesn't look like. Apparently, okay. I don't want to get sorry. I don't want to start a whole.
No, go ahead, go.
Oh no, he walked off and wasn't limping that much. So I mean, I don't think it's like an ACL or anything like
that. But it's like, let me get the grieving started now, just in case.
But it's just like every year, it's something. Can I just have 1 year? I haven't been this excited about Sixers basketball in like years since like probably the 2018, 19 when we traded for Jimmy.
Yeah.
And now they're just.
We went to a basketball game that year.
Yeah, that year. Yeah, and
they lost twice.
Shocker.
We didn't even know the second time.
We didn't even know the second time.
And Embiid didn't play. Shocker.
Yeah.
Game.
What?
I guess
it was a great experience of Jake and Sean on that end talking to each other, and then Dave, I, and Jake's dad talking on the other side.
Shout out Fred. Shout out Fred. Shout out Fred. He's playing darts right now.
That's so Fred.
He's been in a darts league for like a decade.
Yep. I buy it.
But yeah, I guess that gets us to the top 2 in Jokic and Embiid. I don't have the happiness for this anymore. I guess we'll start with you, Dave. I mean, I know where you're gonna go, so just
NBA champion.
Doesn't have anything to do with this season. Doesn't have anything to do with this season.
3-time MVP.
Doesn't have anything to do with this season.
We're not talking about accolades with these rankings.
Yeah, you're not turning this into a quiet discussion to try to alienate me.
I'm merely stating a resume that exists that sets the tone for what he's going to do this season. It's not like they all start off with 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, but if that's the case, why wasn't Steph number 1 for the point guards?
Because Steph fall off. Steph's 36.
But how many MVPs does he have? How many NBA championships?
Less than Jokic.
I mean,
more than Jokic.
Way more than Luka.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we're going to use that. We got to reevaluate all of our rankings.
No, but Luka's a better player today. That's the difference. Jokic is a better player today to me because
of the accolades?
No, because he's proven it already. He's already won a championship. He's already won an MVP 3 times in a row. Like, the only reason he won't win an MVP this year is because, guess what? He won it too many times. The only reason he didn't win it the other year was because Joel Embiid got the pity vote, which is fine. It happens. The media game is all about the narratives. I love the narratives. That's what I'm all about. Jake is still dying. I can see it in his eyes.
I'm sorry.
He's trying to look to the Yankees for
He's
help.
trying to fight through it.
We're winning. The Yankees are winning 4-0. That's great. But Paul George,
yeah. I need 3 more wins. Let's go.
I think as far as offensive hubs go, he's the best in the NBA. I think as far as defense goes, he's pretty good, but he's not great. Embiid's clearly the better defender. Embiid might be a better offensive player on his own, but I think as far as making your teammates better, there's no one who does that like Jokic does. And also, now I can bring up Jokic's durability compared to Joel Embiid's durability and just say, yeah, I'm not going to say the best center in the league can only play 50 games a year. What's the best ability?
This is on you, big guy.
I don't say that, so let me just. I've never said the best ability is availability. Let me just. That's a Sean Anderson. That's a Sean Anderson quote. That's not me. And replacing Sean Anderson as an Embiid stand instead of a Jokic stand. I have no qualms with anybody who puts Jokic 1. I put Embiid 1 because I think at his best, Embiid is not by far. Embiid is the best center. We'll see this year. Obviously, they said they're going to load manage for the first time in his career. On one knee last year, he put up the most points per game in the playoffs. He was still good defensively, and overall, his play was great, even with a knee, whatever injury it was last year.
Bell's palsy and
Bell's palsy and a knee down. I wanted to keep it strict to this season. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I would like to say with him and Maxey and Paul George, but now I don't know if Paul George is going to play basketball. So I guess we'll see with that. But him and Maxey, the two-man game. Him and Maxey, the two-man game, still one of the best two-man games in the NBA. Embiid is still elite defensively when he tries. He obviously is going to take place off in the regular season, which he should.
It's a dangerous defender.
Definitely a dangerous defender. He's big and he falls a lot, so it is what it is. Both of them are dirty players, Jokic and Embiid, so it kind of is what it is with that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, they're both dirty players.
Morris
had
it coming.
I don't care who had it coming. They both are dirty players.
I think they're dirty in different ways.
Yeah, Jokic has literal fits of rage that he acts like a child. Embiid is too competitive and just does stupid stuff. He just does stupid stuff. That's about it. One's immature and one has an anger issue. Which one do you want to go with?
One's injured multiple players and the other one hasn't.
I'm pretty sure I could find Jokic injuring more than just Morris.
I can't. But I can
also
find Embiid hurting a lot of players.
Yeah, but you have to also go like Embiid makes 30 plays. I'm not trying to defend that, but he hasn't actually hurt people directly trying to, if that makes sense.
I mean, only Draymond's done that technically.
Yeah, so Draymond is the dirtiest of dirty. We know that already. Embiid, look, it's splitting hairs when you talk about Embiid and Jokic. I think they're both absolutely
all-timers.
They're all-time centers. Embiid, obviously, the injury stuff will always be thrown in his face, which is deserved. He's just not supposed to be that big and move like he does. Jokic moves more like a guy who's 7 foot and a little chubby wood. I think that, you know what I mean? Like his little, rumble and stumble.
Oh, he waddles.
Yeah, he waddles down. Embiid is like, I don't know. It's so interesting to watch Embiid because he just does stuff that you're just like, what? When he moves, right? Jokic does stuff with the basketball that you're kind of like, what? Embiid does stuff moving when he's 7'1", 2 something, and you're just like, how? That doesn't make sense. But
they're different players. The same conditioning issue for 6 years now, and it's like if you're not going to get yourself in shape where you can be on a team for 82 games plus a playoff run. I don't like. It feels like he's cheating himself.
I don't think
you don't even have to play 82. I know it's not.
I was gonna say first of all, 82 games is wild because nobody plays.
I think Jokic has played 80.
Yeah,
consistently.
Fine. It's not 82. You said 82.
No, I'm pulling up.
It's fine. Even if he does, we know Jokic is more durable than Embiid. That's never been a question.
Yeah, that's the funny thing because they make fun of him for his weight, and it's like dude's built like a tank.
But what I will say,
games last year. Yeah.
So what I will say though is I think the conditioning thing earlier in his career was a problem.
He's gassed in the playoffs when he is there.
He's gassed in the playoffs because he misses times with injuries and he can't stay conditioned. When you hurt your knee and you rush yourself back from meniscus surgery, you can't get yourself conditioned when your knee is rehabbing itself.
But why is your knee always hurting?
I don't know, because it inverts when it's not supposed to, or Jonathan Kuminga jumps on top of it.
He weighs too much for his frame.
He was laying down and Kuminga jumped on top of his meniscus and tore his meniscus. How is that because of weight bearing? It's not weight bearing. It's unlucky. How was Siakam when Siakam elbowed him in the face and fractured his eye, whatever it's called,
Okay,
Orbital
yeah,
bone,
cheekbone,
orbital bone,
orbital,
orbital
yeah.
bone, orbital bone. How is that? It's not a conditioning issue. When his knee inverted when he tried to cut, that's not a weight bearing issue.
Mhm.
That's literally just unlucky.
There
Most of
were
his injuries have been unlucky.
looking it up right now. Last season, fun little game.
Oh,
6
God.
players started all 82 games. Who were they last year?
Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges.
Because
That's
Mikal
one.
Bridges is always the answer to that question.
They,
That's one.
They start or just play.
These are started all 82.
Okay, so how many more than Knicks can we get? Dante?
Mm-mm.
He did not start every game.
Zero
know.
Knicks.
Zero Knicks. Well,
Zero
I thought
other
Tibbs
Knicks.
I thought Tibbs would be. Yeah.
So you got
Well,
the
now-
lone East. The rest are in the West. The other 5 are in the West.
It's gonna be like role players.
No.
What about one of the King? Did De'Aaron Fox? No, De'Aaron Fox missed time.
Mhm.
Oh, De'Aaron Fox.
You're on the right track with the Kings.
Sabonis.
Sabonis is one of. There's another King.
Keegan Murray.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Malik Monk. No,
Mm-mm.
Malik Monk didn't start.
Yeah.
Who's
He's
the
not
other
on the
King, though?
Kings this year. He was last
so
year.
it's Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes.
Oh, that's why. Because when you're a corpse, you can start all 82 games.
And then we have a Thunder and a Pelican.
A Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Williams.
Nope.
Chet.
Chet.
Oh, he did. Yeah, because he made a
Mhm.
big deal about it. And who was the other one?
everybody
Pelican.
knows his ability.
A Pelican who's no longer a Pelican.
Dyson Daniels?
Nope.
He
We
didn't-
talked about him today.
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas.
Wow.
All 82
I wouldn't
games.
put money on that.
Never would
Who averaged the most minutes per game out of those 6, do you think?
Well, Sabonis had to be.
Yeah. Sabonis 35.7 a night, Bridges
That's
34.
crazy.
Oh, we're missing
35.
one more in the West, by the way. I hate this player.
You hate a lot of players.
I really do.
I don't
You got a lot
like
of
this
problems
player.
with
He
people.
is like he plays for the team Harden used to play for.
The Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Schengen didn't. He missed time.
This
Fred
guy
VanVleet.
averaged 31.7 minutes
Fred
a game.
VanVleet? Fred
Mhm.
VanVleet.
Wasn't bad. Huh.
Mm-mm.
He'd be the only one I would have guessed.
Who played next to Dad?
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green. Started all
Oh, I guess
82
Jalen Green.
games.
Jalen Green's good then, Dave, because the best ability is availability.
I mean, he didn't finish 82 games. I can tell you that. His ass
Played
got
82
benched.
though. Let's go.
He averaged 31.7 minutes a night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Before we get more sidetracked and my stomach starts growling even more. Any final thoughts on the center rankings, guys? Any final
By the
thoughts on
way,
position?
broken back, one start game away from 82.
Oh, so close.
81.
So close.
Wow.
Any final thoughts from you guys on the centers? Any final thoughts in general on the positional rankings?
Do you think Wemby will overtake
Yeah.
next year? I know Ricky's a strong yes. I don't know if I am.
I don't think yet. I think the year after, he might be number one.
I think he's going to put up what, like 25, 12, 4, 4, and 4.
Yeah, but the problem is, right?
Or 4 and
Embiid,
2, maybe.
when Embiid plays, he's going to average over 30 a game, and then Jokic is still going to do his stupid 28, 10, and 10. Like,
Yeah.
But the defense is just unbelievable from Wemby. So, like,
Yeah.
if you're the best defender in the league and you're putting up 25, whatever you said, 22,
Yeah.
like, it's going to be a debate. That's what I'll say. Right now, it was for sure he's number 3. Next year, it'll get a little bit interesting to see where he's going to be.
Yeah.
I think.
Gonna be
Yeah.
spicy.
All right, with that, that'll wrap up our positional rankings. We do have team rankings coming later in the week, and then next week you'll see our poll predictions for everybody. And then the NBA season will be here. Hopefully, Paul George will be taking a part of it, or else I'm going to go cry in a corner.
By the way, before we end, DeMar DeRozan, 79 starts, 37.8 minutes per game.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
And he only missed 3.
Love them.
Again, check out the Patreon and Discord down below.
Mhm.
Season will be starting, so Discord will be revving up a little bit. And you get to see my sadness, and you can make fun of me and at me, and make jokes about my misery. But it's okay; I'm used to it by this point. But for everybody here on the Fast Break, thank you very much for watching. Again, if you did watch this far, please leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you get notified every single time that we post a video or we go live during the season. And we'll see you guys next time.
As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.